to know people from the Columbia community in between the Butler stacks. I'm your host, Rosa, and today we are here with Tonika Henry, a current first year at the School of Social Work and a graduate student for IGB clubs. Tonika, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, and thank you for introducing me.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Tonika Henry, and I, as she said, a current first year studying policy at the School of Social Work. Besides that, I am an alumna at Barnard College.
Yeah.
Barnard.
We love our Barnard Baddies.
Yes, and currently I'm just loving Columbia and just like being in the School of Social Work, and I look forward to our interview today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. Are you currently in midterm season?
Yes, it's real.
It's real?
Yes.
How's that going?
So it's going good. Thankfully, my professors are so kind. So like if extensions need to be extended, it can be. But besides that, I've been able to work on campus, do my homework, and find a balance. I've been able to visit the Writing Center, which is a great resource I recommend. And besides that, I've been able to also use the library services where a librarian helps you find resources. But overall, it's been stressful, for a fact. Let's not get that wrong. It's stressful. But overall, it's been like good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you the type to pull all-nighters?
In my undergrad days, for sure, I was an all-nighter. Listen, life is real, especially if you like having fun. Usually, but now I'm an adult. I'm a graduate student. Those days are behind me now. Now every day. Well, now I work on weekends. I don't work on weekends. So to help me stay up with work and my assignments. But overall, it's been tough, but I've been managing.
Okay, that's nice. Well, hopefully one day I can reach the level of not having to pull all-nighters anymore. I slept like 2 hours last night for my midterm today, but it's okay. It's okay. I romanticize it a little bit. You just gotta romanticize
Working hard.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Being in the stacks, being in the library at 4 a.m.
Right.
It's just part of the glamour, you know.
With your latte.
Yes.
Yeah, your little pastry.
A little pastry from Blue Java to get us through it.
Right, very demure. Very cutesy.
Very demure. Is that cringe? Is that dead now?
Might be.
It might be dead. Anyways, tell us a little bit about what you do on campus. You mentioned it already, but like, what are you mostly passionate about? What do you do? What do you have fun doing here on campus?
Yes, so I'm all about social justice and advocacy. So in my undergrad, I worked with the Center for Justice, which really shaped my future idea of what career I wanted. And I worked in policy, and I worked in initiatives that worked with the low-income communities. And I also worked at Barnard Center for Community Engagement and Inclusion. And in both centers, I worked on initiatives connecting Black youth in Harlem in New York City with the resources at Columbia University, and also helping them understand, specifically for the Center of Justice, helping youth understand experiences like ACE, which is adverse childhood experiences, homelessness, the experience of homelessness, mass incarceration, gun violence. So specifically, I just love anything surrounding social justice, advocacy, especially for the Black community and just overall communities of color. And I worked at the Center for Justice, which is a center in the community that I really love. And outside of that, right now in the School of Social Work, I'm working with the Action Lab, where we work on initiatives specifically focused on like Black Lives Matter, which came about during my time at Barnard.
Oh wow.
Yes, which was a crazy time.
Yeah. How was that?
So my time at Barnard was actually bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Yes.
Interesting.
So in the beginning, I came bright-eyed.
Yeah.
Straight out of high school.
Didn't we all?
Bright-eyed. I loved Barnard. The fact that it was a small community full of powerful women and a because like I love that aspect. I came from a co-ed high school in Brooklyn, New York. So I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, specifically I lived in Brownsville. I went to middle school in Crown Heights, and then I went to high school in Bed-Stuy. And coming to Barnard was also my first experience being a predominantly white institution. So my schools were predominantly black. So when I came here, I was like, wow. But also, it was my first time being in an all-women's environment. And I absolutely loved that from jump. I felt like included also as a queer woman. I felt like seen, included in the space. And outside of that, the better part came when COVID hit. So COVID came about my sophomore year in college. And then, like, it cut short a lot of the things that come with college, like networking and socializing. And that definitely was the toughest experience I ever experienced in my life. And at Barnard, but I'm so grateful that Barnard provided like housing for me. And I'm a first-gen low-income student. And what came with that is just like going back home was tougher for me. It's not an easy environment to focus into. And Columbia and Barnard came together to provide a space for me and other low-income students during that time. So COVID was insane for us all. Let's be honest.
It was bad. I got like the tail end of that. My freshman year, I started in 2021 as a freshman, and it was a bit tough. I couldn't meet people. You couldn't hang out with your friends, but we had to get through it. Here we are. We made it out the other end.
I know. And honestly, I didn't think we would. It was tough. But I am curious to see, do you feel like students have been able to socialize the same following COVID, like in your later years?
Yeah, definitely. I think at least like comparing first year experiences compared to like my first year experience, like I was a orientation leader last year. So like I saw that first years really were like interacting with each other and meeting and going out and exploring into the city, and like had a lot more opportunities to meet each other and hang out and build their own communities, which is like something that COVID kind of stopped. But we caught up and here we are. But I think it's gotten so much better.
I'm glad to hear.
Because even just like the space aspect, now we can actually like be together in the same space.
Literally.
But yeah.
I'm happy because like we're social beings, and being socializing and being communities is so important to like our ability to like just be healthy mentally, physically, and also to like be able to get through college. But I'm happy to hear because man,
it was rough. So I did say we love our Barnard Baddies, but how do you feel? How do you feel about the term Barnard Baddies?
Me, I am for it.
You're for it.
Let's talk about it. And like what I love about it too, it's not just about like beauty in the physical sense. It's like baddie in the sense of like empowering. Like, you know, I speak up, I speak out. And like Barnard really cultivated that for me. Like I've been able to become more outspoken and be comfortable voicing my opinion being at Barnard. And I'm so happy that like this idea of Barnard Baddie came about. Because when I first came, there was like very like misogynistic terms like Columbia to wed, Barnard to bed. Like so like wow. Which
I didn't know about that. I don't hear that now.
Because I know better. But oh
my goodness.
You would imagine, but like now hearing Barnard Baddie, I'm like, it's Barnard reclaiming that. And like, it's a baddie to be in a women's college. It's a baddie to be an empowered woman who loves herself.
We love it.
It's empowering and to be in a sisterhood. To be among other women. And I love that Barnard honestly has beautiful people inside and out.
Once a Barnard Baddie, always a Barnard Baddie.
Let's talk about it.
I'm in C's, but once a Barnard Baddie, always a Barnard Baddie.
Listen, it's for all women.
Okay, so shifting the topic, what's your biggest hot take?
On Columbia.
On anything, but also on Columbia.
So I truly believe that institutions should be able to have transparency about what students and parents are putting their money towards. I feel like it's not bad to have that transparency between students and Columbia, just separate overall, because it is good to know, and I know we have an idea in regards to our bills and what things go to, but I am curious to see how the institution as a whole spend their money.
Yes.
Also considering this thing about gentrification and Columbia expansion into Harlem. And once again, I'm about social justice and advocacy, so I am outspoken, I am confrontational in those ways. And for me, I feel like Columbia should have an obligation to actively better the lives of Harlem residents, especially if they're going to be gentrifying, taking up spaces and buying it out. They have to like contribute. And for me, I've seen it where students have taken that initiative through research, through like initiatives such as what I did with Barnard and Harlem, specifically Black girls being able to come on campus and explore Columbia and Barnard, specifically Barnard. I'm speaking to faculty and students. I feel like there should be more open relationship between Columbia and Harlem overall. And for me personally, I'm definitely, once again, all about against displacement, whether it's in Palestine or in New York City. Displacement is not okay in any way. We shape it, and especially as a Black woman coming from Black America and like that Black experience, growing up seeing police brutality, growing up seeing such systematic oppressions, definitely has shaped my view of how institutions, especially ones that are meant to educate, should play a role in social justice and bettering overall our experience, not only at Columbia and Barnard, but also the experience of people surrounding Columbia, once again, the Harlem residents. Exactly. Just New York. Yes, so displacement is not okay. But yes, selective. They get to pick and choose what's important to them. And the School of Social Work, I find it such a beautiful experience. Because it forces people to look at, not forces, but like, these are people who chose to be there, but it requires us to look at things, what we call prop, which is power, race, oppression, and privilege. And looking at things through that lens just creates more empathy instead of selective empathy. Yeah, that's amazing.
I think a lot of students here forget, like, or we kind of exist in like this bubble, this Columbia bubble. But it's really good, and it's really, I don't know, it's amazing that you have the opportunity to look outside of that. And I think all students should. All students should realize the role that they play in like the local community. So we're here in Butler Stacks. I'm just curious, what's your favorite spot on campus to study, to hang out in?
So my recent favorite spot is honestly university life. Like I love the staff. I love like the quietness of the space, and just like being able to like also get access to snacks or like water if I need to, like to replenish myself. But before discovering university life and the loveliness that it is, like honestly, all students should be visiting university life.
I agree.
Yes, they're honestly great, and like they're here to create initiatives and like programs to just create more community, and also to be able to create spaces where you can meet other students. And it doesn't have to be a networking thing. It can honestly just be like meeting people, talking about life, and just meeting new friends, and just stress relieving. I have many friends who have gone to programs and felt like so much better, like experiencing like a game night or like a carnival, or just getting a snack or a taco truck or like ice cream on their way to class. But before university life, I really loved Milstein. It eats. Like, I love Milstein.
This interview is just an ad for Barnard.
How'd you know? Honestly, Columbia is wonderful too. But like, there's something so special about me because I'm from Barnard. Went to Barnard. But like, about Barnard's like space, I feel like being in Butler Library, it's a lovely space with a lot of knowledge. But also like the pressure. It's like this powerful pressure. Like everyone just like so intense because of the workload and stuff. And like some people benefit from that, like that intensity, that pressure. Probably makes them focus. Yeah, I agree.
I can't study in Butler during midterms. It's like you walk in and you feel the weight.
Yes.
Like there's something in the air. There's an energy in the air.
Right.
It's beautiful though.
Yeah.
I love being here when it's a little less wild.
Beautiful library, like beautiful like community that comes together to study together. But for me, in preference, as you say, it's like all about preference.
Yeah.
So like for me, I just prefer environments where it's more of a balance of there's parts where people can really socialize, there's parts where people can be silent, and I love that about Milstein. As you go higher up, it's more silent. So like you find
that's
more,
so true.
Yes, you find like community from the moment you enter. People conversing, people having rooms where they're talking, and it's like glass rooms, like fully glass rooms, not just like wooden doors with a glass window.
Right.
Like it's fully glass rooms, and I just feel like it's just more lighthearted. And also there's a cafe that's so more accessible.
Yeah.
To grab a snack, to grab a yogurt.
Yes.
Yes, and I just love it. And I feel like even you meet a lot of Columbia students that come over to Milstein also. So like Barnard Milstein is not isolating.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a center where Columbia and Barnard students can meet together as well. Yeah,
I was studying there yesterday, so, and I'm not a Barnard Baddie, so.
No, you are.
I'm in C's. I am in spirit. I'm a C's Baddie, if that's even a term. I don't think anyone has ever said that before.
But people in STEM are baddies.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here today. One last question. Would you like to give a shout out to anyone in the Columbia community? The floor is yours.
Yes, so I give a shout out to Geraldine Downey. You're amazing. She's from the Center for Justice. You've done so much amazing work, and I feel like more people should visit the Center for Justice, talk to her, connect with her to see how they could connect with Harlem and communities in New York that could definitely use more Columbia students and Barnard students' involvement in creating more of an inclusive environment for communities, especially communities of color, to know that, like, you know, as people who sit in a position of privilege, we are here definitely to support and include people whose voices are often overlooked at times. And besides her, Ovida Williams work at the Action Lab. Absolutely amazing woman, and a black woman too, which I resonate with. And her work in regard to just social justice has been so impactful. And she's done initiatives around Black Lives Matter, and I feel like connecting with these two powerful and like amazing women is a great way to be able to also give back into the communities that we actually sit in. Let's talk about it. Like, we learn and we read about the Lenape people. We read about just like the history of slavery and how black people built this country on the backs of their hard free labor. And I feel like it's just very important to remember Native Americans, communities of color, to ensure that we're giving back and showing appreciation, because we may forget in this age where we sit in our privilege, but it's important to also remember that we are privileged to be where we are. Yes. And you want to pay it forward. Pay it forward.
Of course, pay it forward.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your wise words. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here in Between the Stacks. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.